falling off my seat, laughing so much. And my daughter just went, she just wouldn't look away, and I couldn't look away. Mwah! Hello, my darlings. It is so hot today. Oh, it's hot. I need the fan. Oh! Ow, I think I bruised my arm. Ow. I say it's a fan, it's a glamorous heat magazine. I'm currently on day 7 of isolation, which will finish at midnight tonight. So yeah, I haven't left the house in like 7 days. I'm starting to go a bit crazy. Day 7 in isolation. Richard's starting to lose the plot a bit. That was me trying to do the Big Brother narration, but I think it went Jamaican or something. I don't know what was going on there. So today, just for you, my Fabaret family, I'm answering a big question. What is my favourite musical? If this is your first time on Fabaret, hi, my name's Richard. Welcome to the Fabaret family, or Fab Fam. Fabaret is all about theatre, music, dance, drama, performance. So if that's your scene, click that subscribe button and join the Fabaret family together. Mwah! Now, lovies, there's one thing I want to show you. I've got some good news. Come on. So, lovies, do you remember when I spoke to you last week? I had a little bit of a problem with my bathroom. Well, good news. Look at that. Fabulous new walk-in shower. So that means basically I don't smell anymore now, or at least no one's told me that I smell. I've been able to have a shower, hooray! And I get out of isolation tomorrow, hooray! So, lovelies, I'm currently house hunting, and whilst I'm house hunting, I'm trying to clear out loads of rubbish and junk from my house so that the move is easier. You know, I've done all the important things, like use up all the bath bombs in the bath, and there's loads of gin that I've been drinking as well. You know, got to clear out the bottles, you know, yeah. Moving is so hard. But in my chucking out of loads of stuff, I came across a notebook. This has got loads of theatre notes in here, so I could probably make about 2 months worth of videos from this. And to make it even more fabulous, the front cover is my name, but it's lots of shows that I've been in over the years. Can you believe that? So yeah, I found loads of notes in here for a video that I made back in 2014. And that was when for some reason loads of people were asking me, what's your favourite musical? What's your favourite musical? You can't just ask me a question like that, you can't. Now, I watched the video that I made back in 2014. And I hate to sound a bit shallow, but I loved the way my hair looked. I had this cool kind of Elvis quiff thing going on. Yeah, that's not happening much anymore. So that I can tell from my thoughts, right, what I did is I started by writing about 35, 40 musicals all down here. There's musicals here that were going to get honorary mentions. And then what I did is, so I took all those like 35, 40 musicals and I figured out what my top 20 were, and then I divided it into like, okay, this is the 11 to 20 category, and this is the top 10 category. And then from that, yeah, there's another page. There was a top 20 countdown from 20 going up to number 1 in the exact order. I love how much time and effort I put into this just because someone said, hey Richard, what's your favourite musical? So I made this list and this video back in 2014. And of course, since then, there's been some amazing new shows that have come out. So of course, if I did this list again now, it would probably be a bit different. Like for example, Dear Evan Hansen, that would definitely be on this list somewhere, and Come From Away. And what's interesting, there's some musicals on here that I'm probably more keen on now than I was back then. And there's some musicals that I'm not as keen on as I was back then. Like for example, Les Mis, I put at number 5. Now I'm not knocking Les Mis at all. It's an amazing show. It's just for me personally, I relate to other musicals more than Les Miserables. So Les Mis would definitely still make the top 20, but it might go down a few places from number 5. Also, I put Rent at number 11. Now, I made that video in 2014, and in 2016, I was actually in Rent. I played Tom Collins. It was such an incredible show to be in. So Rent would definitely be in the top 10 now, without a doubt. But what's quite nice with this is that the top 3 musicals, I would say, is still the same. So at number 3, oh, and actually, oh, this is hard. I definitely know what my number 1 is. It's just which is number 2 and which is number 3. Ooh. No, do you know what? We're going to stick with this. Yes, stick with this. Because do you know what? I can feel myself having the same thought in my head from 7 years ago. At number 3, I put Avenue Q. Avenue Q for me is just a perfect show. What people seem to forget is that Avenue Q and Wicked both went to battle in the same year in the Tony Awards, and Avenue Q won Best Musical, Best Original Score, and Best Book against Wicked. Yeah, Avenue Q is really special to me because first of all, it's a hilarious show, but also it's the musical that me and my mum went to see in New York when she took me there for my 18th birthday. I think I've talked about it on here before, but trust me, Avenue Q is not the best show to see with your mum. I still remember the way the person described it to us, like, oh, it's like Sesame Street for grown-ups, and we were like, oh, that sounds lovely, yeah, let's go for that. I mean, me as an 18-year-old boy falling off my seat, laughing so much at the Internet's for Porn song. I mean, what 18-year-old lad isn't going to find that hilarious? And as well as all that, I've been in Avenue Q as well, and I played the part of Rod. Shock horror, I know. I mean, who can see me as Rod, right? Ow, I wish you could meet my girlfriend who lives in Canada. She couldn't be sweeter. I wish you could meet her, my girlfriend who lives in Canada. I still remember we did like a puppet workshop where these guys came to teach us all about the puppetry and how to use the puppets properly and everything. And the guy just casually says, oh yeah, I worked on the Labyrinth movie. And my jaw just went... Me, my brother and my sister, we're massive fans of the Labyrinth film. I still remember straight away messaging my brother and my sister saying, guys, I'm in the same room as someone who worked on the Labyrinth film. So at number 2, it's Chicago. I'd heard a few songs from Chicago before, but I have to admit, I'd never really fully seen Chicago until I saw the film version in 2002 that starred Catherine Zeta-Jones, Richard Gere, Renee Zellweger, I always get that wrong. I saw the stage version at the Cambridge Theatre in London in 2008, and I still remember that specifically because it was my 21st birthday. Me and my mum were going to go see it together for my 21st treat, and she said, oh, let's go for a meal beforehand. And I remember this, we had to go down some stairs to get to our table, and I turned around the corner to my whole family there. It was amazing. They were all there and we all went to see Chicago together. That was where I bought a Chicago t-shirt, which is technically meant for ladies, but hey, I pulled it off. I was 21 years old with bright blonde hair. I looked fabulous in that t-shirt. So the actual show, Chicago, I mean, it's just incredible. That opening number, I remember going to see the stage version in 2012. I've seen it a few times on stage, but I specifically remember the 2012 version at the Garrick Theatre, I want to say, in London. And the ensemble did the opening All That Jazz number. And this one woman in the ensemble, when they were doing that All That Jazz kind of poses, she caught my eyes and I locked onto her and she just wouldn't look away. She wouldn't look away and I couldn't look away. And then for about 20 seconds she was there doing like fussy poses, not losing eye contact. And from that moment, I was gone, I was sold. There's so much amazing music in Chicago. Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? Do 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 do. And all that jazz. And of course the whole style of Bob Fosse dancing. And what's great about Chicago is that actually the themes of it are just as relevant today as it was when it was first made. You know, the media, tabloids, scandal, all that stuff still exists. Obviously a fair bit more of it is online now than in the past, but it's one of those shows that the theme of it is always going to be timeless. For me, that's what makes it so amazing. I love it, and I do pray someday I will be in a full show of Chicago. So there we go, I had the big debate in my head 7 years ago, and still again now, about Avenue Q in Chicago, and which one's number 3 and which one's number 2. But this musical will always be my number 1, without a doubt. And it's quite ironic because there is a song in it called One. Yep, it's a chorus line. One singular sensation, every little step she takes. I was walking down on my way to work and I've been adding musical albums onto my iPod tunes just to listen to, and I just pressed on the chorus line. Yep, let's listen to that. And that opening, I hope I get it. As soon as I heard that song, I literally stopped on the street because I was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. And of course I was late for work. Surely listening to the cast recording of your favourite musical of all time for the first time ever is a perfectly good excuse to be late for work, right? Maybe not. It celebrates the ensemble, the people that you normally see in the back that you don't know the names of. It celebrates their glory, their sacrifices, their fails, their triumphs, everything about it I just love. And what's interesting, yes, I can't deny, I love glitz, I love glamour, but the set of a chorus line is just an empty stage with a white line painted across the floor. That's it. For me, it's just wonderful because you see all these characters in a line and they come out one by one and tell these amazing stories. Some are beautiful, some are funny, about why they got into theatre, why they love it so much. And for me, sitting there, I'm just like, yes, I understand every one of your stories. Like, obviously they haven't all happened to me, but it's the one show where I feel I relate so much to every single character. It's just that feeling of, this could be anywhere at any time. I mean, I know the show's set in New York in 1975, but still, it's a timeless piece. Because even as we speak now, people are auditioning for shows. People are lining up on Zoom or socially distanced, of course, at the moment. And I really hope they do another revival of it soon. It needs to be done. Of course, at the end, we do get the glitz and the glamour with all the gold and the glamour of one. But it's quite interesting because they spent the rest of the show highlighting how everyone is different. And then they all come into one uniformed one motion. So it's weird because it's kind of like you're giving the audience what they want in terms of a glitzy glamour end, but I've always thought that kind of contrasts everything that the show's been about before. So it's interesting, it's like you're watching one thing and getting the satisfaction of a glitzy glamour ending, but also it's proving the point about how musical theatre ensembles, you don't see them as individuals. Oh, it's just so confusing. But see what I mean? Even like 13 years after I first discovered the cast recording, I'm still thinking about all this stuff. I got to see a chorus line at the 2013 London Palladium revival. Oh, it was just amazing. I bought got every bit of merchandise possible, of course. That will always be my favourite #1 musical. This is how much I love A Chorus Line. I went to the Victorian Albert Museum, I think in 2013, and they had like a theatre exhibition on, and they had a whole section dedicated to A Chorus Line. I didn't realise that was going to happen, but I just turned around and I was in A Chorus Line heaven. And they had lots of memorabilia from A Chorus Line, and I saw a photo of the Chorus Line programme from 1975 in Broadway, and I cried. I totally cried for about 15 minutes. No shame in that, because for me that programme just represented everything for me about this industry that I love so much. So lovelies, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. What are your guys' favourite musicals? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you've enjoyed this video, click that subscribe button so you get notified when I upload fabulous new videos. Bye! Bye-bye, darlings.